What's up, guys? Welcome to the Extra Point. Today is the worst day of my life. I have to listen to Andrew talk at me for about the Eagles for about 30 minutes. We missed last week. It was finals week at Penn State, so I think all of our schedules were kind of wonky. And it was also Eagles Cowboys misery for me. So I guess we'll get right into it. What do you guys want to talk about first?
I think it's best to talk about the Monday night game. I think the Eagles are probably one of the biggest headlines right now, losing three straight after starting 10-1. 10-1.
Yeah. It hasn't been fun for me personally. I know that. I've been saying it all year. I remember maybe like 6 weeks back, I was saying the Eagles are having the best Super Bowl or what's it called?
Super Bowl hangover.
Super Bowl hangover that the losers usually get because they've been winning. They haven't looked good all season, really,
They
but they were
still
winning.
are having a solid Super Bowl hangover, I guess.
They are. They are, but they haven't looked good all season, but they're winning. And now they finally hit the slump where they're just kind of falling apart. But I mean, I'm happy that's happening now and not in 4 weeks when we're probably going to be in the wild card because I don't know. The Cowboys are probably just going to win a division at this point. But
I don't know about that.
yeah, but the only thing that's going the
You don't know
Cowboys.
about what?
No, I
Dallas
think
win that
that
division.
no, if and there's no way of knowing who will have the tiebreaker because it has to do with strength of schedule. So it all
Yeah.
has to do with who wins.
It doesn't have to do at all with NFC matchups.
It did, but it's Eagles, if they would
Yeah.
have beat the Seahawks and won out, they would have won a division because
Yeah.
they have to strength the schedule. But now with the Seahawks out, I'm not sure if we have that.
Yeah, no, it's tied right now. They both have 2 losses in the NFC.
Oh yeah, because
Three.
if they beat Arizona, Dallas lost to Arizona, Seattle,
Yeah,
Dallas beat Seattle. Okay.
it's looking
But,
bleak right now, not gonna
But the
lie.
Dallas still might lose one.
I think honestly the Dolphins have a good shot against them.
That's who I think.
They're very similar teams, but
Yeah.
after what the Bills did to them,
Eagles have the strongest remaining schedule. That's
they have the weakest remaining schedule.
or that's what I meant. Yeah.
Well, they just went through the worst part of the NFL season. So
I think Philly probably has a higher chance of winning just based on like who's left. But talking about the Eagles Seahawks game, I think Jalen Hurts he had to been affected by whatever sickness he had because he totally sold my fantasy team.
AJ Brown sold mine.
I had
cannot believe
AJ,
it.
not Jalen Hurts specifically. It was just AJ Brown. I had AJ Brown, DeAndre
Yeah.
Swift, and DK Metcalf, and I got all of them because I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like they all have great playoff schedules, and that's why because they're they're all playing against teams that let up a lot of points to that position. I go in, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm like, I need 40 points amongst those three. I'm like, that's very possible. Get 30 because they don't throw the ball to DK at all. And then AJ Brown.
and he started mossing everyone.
All I gotta say is like DeAndre Swift hasn't been the same at all since like week 7.
But he was good yesterday.
He would have had 2 touchdowns yesterday. Jason
Yeah,
Kelce
he
literally tackled him,
good.
and then they just decided to let
He was
Jalen Hurts.
averaging like 4.5 yards per carry. He was fine.
That's his first like
That's
decent
another
game.
reason I
Yeah,
lost.
they played Dallas and they played San Francisco. Those are two
Yeah,
tough
no, that's
games.
true. That's true.
Also, a reasoning why his stats haven't been great is again Brian Johnson is the worst offensive coordinator
Yeah, no, Brian
in the
Johnson.
NFL.
I feel like that's the big focal point of this Eagles team right now.
Yeah,
Is that
that's the biggest difference to last year.
the
Yeah.
coordinator?
Look at
That's the
Shane
only
Steichen
difference.
with the Colts, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, literally the only difference of the Eagles offense. I guess there's 3. All right, we have a new right guard. We have DeAndre Swift, who's better than Miles Sanders, and there's a new offensive coordinator. So I'm gonna blame the offensive coordinator.
Well, if you also just look at the quarterback play, like you can't blame it all on Brian Johnson. If you really, but if you really look at the play, like people have to understand.
What play?
No, I'm just saying in
What
general,
play?
his play in general, he's making the wrong reads. People have to understand that if an offense coordinator is getting one guy open per play, he did his job. He's getting someone open. The quarterback, it's up to him to put the ball on him and find that guy open. And if you really watch the game, a ton of plays, there were guys open. He schemed guys open. Maybe even if it was just a check down, but he had like 10 yards of room to get upfield. Same as DeAndre Swift on the final play where he threw the pick.
Andrew, you cannot call
not
Brian
DeAndre
Johnson
Swift.
a good offensive coordinator. You can't.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying there comes a point where the blame has to be put on the quarterback, and he's 17 turnovers this season with 3 games remaining to his 8 last season. So you can't just blame it all on the offensive coordinator. Jalen Hurts is just not look.
I know, but that last play that
Do you think that was all Brian Johnson that
What?
he called that?
That what?
That last play, like you're talking about, Pat, was Brian Johnson's doing, like that deep ball.
No, that play had no right to be called in that situation. We needed
So you
5
you think it was thrown because Brian Johnson called it, like not because Jalen Hurts wanted to throw it up, give a chance.
I think either way, that play should have never been called. Why are you throwing deep balls?
Okay, but this is my point.
But that was probably the number one look, and Julian
is-
just ran 50,000 feet in 2 seconds.
Well, this is also my point. Like, if you're looking at it like that, but Brian Johnson literally schemed open 2 players. Devontae Smith, one on his route, 15-yard out downfield would have put.
Yeah, but we don't need a 15-yard out route. That's what that play has no business being
But
called.
that's exactly what you should have had.
timeout. No,
Well,
we still
Andrew-
have
I know
timeout.
Andrew's
you could've
saying
gone
that
for it. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts did not make his read, and Smith was open. So how can you blame it on Brian Johnson?
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's-
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
but we
what
also
he's
don't know
saying.
what the progression was.
No,
AJ
I-
got the first look, and he
That's
liked
true.
the one-on-one.
I think regardless, that play should never have been called. I don't understand it. Like I genuinely don't.
We could
Like,
have really ran it.
Jake
2
Elliott
times.
is having his best season as a kicker, and that's what you cook up. Like that doesn't make
That's what I'm
sense.
saying.
The thing
I get
to me is Julian Love said in his post-game interview, he said, I knew the ball was going to 11. I looked inside and I knew I had the range to get there if he did test a one-on-one. Because what Julian Love was trying to make Jalen Hurts think that he was running to the other side of the field or at least the middle of the field and wouldn't have the range to get to AJ Brown. And he just played him. He got there. He had the range to
And
get
guess
there.
what? He didn't get the interception because his foot was not down.
His foot was down.
Either
No.
way, with 6
All
It
right, hold
definitely
on.
was.
No.
it literally touched
I
down.
am going to Twitter.
Are
and
you pulling up the video that I sent last night?
I don't know if I looked at your video, honestly.
Bro,
That
I
is-
have a picture of his foot.
I know. We're looking at the video. All right. Video.
Yeah, I literally screenshotted it.
No, yeah, you can see stuff under it.
On the
Under
ground. Oh, I have my back.
blurred. Hold on.
Put it
just
in
gonna
front of your
screen
face.
share. I'm just gonna screen share.
It's definitely down. Look at that.
No, it's not. I will show you the angle.
No, I know what you're talking about. Where like it looks like it just swoops up. It's kind of like an awkward.
Yeah, but if
I don't know
you,
where the angle
but
is,
still,
bro.
if you get one angle of it being down, that counts as down. Because
His
that's
foot
what you're
literally
looking.
wasn't
I agree with that.
But I don't think that's relevant. There were only 5 seconds left anyway, and I don't see the Eagles getting a 15-yard play in less than 5 seconds and calling a timeout. So
Whatever.
yeah.
I can't. Twitter's just not working.
I just think it's pretty irrelevant.
But no, because literally, I was at my friend's house with 3 other guys. They aren't Eagles fans, and they all literally said it wasn't down.
Well,
Right
if-
from solid.
But I zoomed in after pausing it, and his foot's literally on the ground in this one. But it's
it's-
very close.
But regardless of that fact, if it's down or not,
They
if
weren't
you
winning.
call
the game.
something on the field like that and it's
I
that,
know.
Yeah.
they're not going to overturn.
If it was down and it was obvious it was down, they would have said confirmed and not stands.
Yeah, that's true. But they say stands all the time.
Yeah.
So you can't make that excuse.
I
They're
think another
stupid.
big thing is that Jalen Hurts low key got outplayed by Drew Lock.
Yeah. That was
Like-
the best part.
I wasn't expecting that at all. Like that was a 90-yard touchdown drive that Drew Lock had.
James Bradbury needs to be cut, dude.
Why are they going one-on-one with
No.
James Bradbury though? Like why?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
The problem is Darius Slay is out, so we had
I know.
we had 3 rookie cornerbacks playing the whole game.
They played well too. They played well.
Keely Ringo is better than James Bradbury.
How's
Yeah, no,
is
Keely
Reed
Ringo had a
Blankenship one of your
good game.
corners or safeties?
What?
Reed Blankenship. He's there, right?
Yeah,
Safety.
and then we
Okay.
have
How's he
from
playing
Fire.
still?
he's still
solid.
doing good, but
Okay.
he doesn't have the range to get over to
The
help.
Eagles'
track
big
them.
weakness is just aging corners, and their linebacker unit is very thin.
No, but Moreau played really well yesterday.
That's a first.
But one thing I will say is I feel like this kind of showed that because Seattle was not really that good in the game. Like this kind of showed that really all you need to win a football game is one player with your 2 best playmakers each having a really good drive. Kenneth Walker showed it in the 3rd quarter where they had their touchdown drive to open it up. And then DK Metcalf showed it in the fourth quarter in that last drive where he had like 55 yards receiving in that drive. And then that last good throw to Jackson Smith and Jigba was the touchdown. And that's just two really good players having two dominating drives. And that already gave them enough points to give them the win. And that really just shows like you're never really out of a game in this league. And that's been shown time and time again. But just the way Drew Lock handled himself in that game and the way DK Metcalf put his team on his back in that final drive, it gave them the win. And you can't really like say anything about that. But I do think DK Metcalf is better than AJ Brown. And I think if he had a better quarterback,
I don't know about that one.
If they looked his direction more, he'd be better. He showed it yesterday.
I think DK Metcalf, this was my biggest gripe with last night, especially because DK is on my fantasy team. He was open a lot, and Drew Lock was just not looking his way.
They don't throw it to him.
Yeah, and it's kind of ridiculous. Like I don't think you could say that AJ Brown is better, but it's a lot closer than people think. Like if you go and look at their overall career stats, yeah, it's close, but AJ has definitely been a better player since arriving in Philadelphia.
He stops being a diva, dude, and just tries to get open.
But I'm saying, like, in terms of skill level, like, I think they're very similar, but I think DK honestly has the edge. In my
opinion. Because DK is faster.
Yeah, it's
and
actually
stronger,
how fast
and
he is and how
like
big
can jump higher and pretty much
Like,
every
he would've-
physical asset.
if
I would
Drew
say
Lock,
this.
like,
I would rather have AJ Brown on a contested catch than DK, which sounds a little crazy, but AJ Brown's contested catch is like
yeah, he's better.
pretty good. It's like
yeah.
top 3, I think.
Yeah.
Not last night.
But like as the broadcast said, literally DK, because of his top end speed, he would have taken that slant to the house.
Oh yeah,
a bad ball and like the
What she did, we would have got more time.
Yeah. Hurts still probably messed it up.
It's just a bad situation, but again, we'd rather get the slump in right now. It's kind of what happened in 2017. You know, we started really hot and we lost 3 in a row, I think. But that was also when we had a
good
put
defense.
in.
But now, like, you don't even know who will win the division, even if you do win out. And the
Cowboys, if history repeats itself, it's going to be Dallas.
I will say this for Philly:
20 years,
regardless of what happens with them, they have a very weak conference that they're playing in, because the NFC is just absolutely either beat up or just not that good.
Let's be real.
You have the 7-7 Vikings who don't have a quarterback, and then you have the Rams who can beat those bad teams but seem to get beat up on by the really good teams, and then everybody else is just kind of, not that great.
Well, if the Rams see the Eagles, I think they can upset them as the 7th seed or the.
Let's be real. If the Niners are beating everyone.
Yeah, I think the Eagles could get upset by the Rams, but if I'm being honest, if that game's in Philadelphia, I think the Eagles probably drop 40 on them.
The Eagles haven't dropped 40 in a long time. I don't think they dropped 40 this season.
Well, they'd be due then. I'm not kidding. Like, it's not a joke. The Eagles in Philadelphia are a different team. They are.
But you can say that about most teams, especially the Cowboys.
Yeah, I know, but Eagles specific, like, yes, exactly. But some teams just 100%, like you said, Dallas, like, are just so dominant at home. Like, it's just a massive difference. Like Dallas, like you're saying, there's a huge difference. Like, I think they average 38 points per game or something at home.
Yeah, I still think the Rams, like, knowing they have everyone back that they had in their Super Bowl year. And, like, people are forgetting that Super Bowl year was just 2 years ago. I understand that they lost key defensive pieces in Jalen Ramsey and a couple other players, but it's just, like, their defense has still looked good this season. It's been pretty good. They've held some good teams to low amounts of points, and their offense is hitting stride at the right time. They've been, like, absurd.
I told you guys about the Rams beginning of the season. No one wanted to listen to me.
Oh, I bought it. I agreed. I said 9-8 or 10.
Bought into it, and then they had a bad slump.
They got hurt. They got hurt early.
Yeah.
They have Cooper Kupp. But let's get away from the Eagles because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think we should probably touch on Thursday night with the Raiders whomping the Chargers and Staley finally getting the boot. I think it's well overdue, and the Chargers can finally start to heal after this.
I still don't think they're going to be good for at least 3 years. I know they have Justin Herbert, but
Herbert's going to want to leave.
Yeah, but he just signed a 5-year, 250, 60.
Herbert would look good in purple.
That's actually kind of Kirk and Herbert kind of similar.
But also, like, they can't move on from him. They literally just extended him for 5 years, 260.
Yeah, no, they're
No
not.
one would
Moving.
trade everything for
He's a
Justin Herbert.
top 5 quarterback. They're not moving on from him.
Yeah, and I don't think he's top 5. But
Who's who's better than him?
Then who?
well, starting with Patrick Mahomes is obviously better.
Yeah, Mahomes, Josh Allen, maybe Burrow. Burrow didn't play great this year.
Brock Purdy.
Lamar.
Yeah, I'd
I
probably
think-
just put those guys. I'd the farthest I'd put
I would-
Herbert down to 6.
I would say Hurts is better than him.
No, he's not.
No,
I
you're
would
the
say-
biggest Hurts hater. You can't
I
even
would
say his
say-
name.
He?
I would say
No, Andrew.
I
would
was gonna
say-
say I'm like, I'm not.
I would say
I'm a
Dak.
big Herbert lover.
I would say Dak is better than him.
No, this is one season.
Then Herbert.
This is one season.
I've always thought it. I don't think Herbert's that good.
Come on, man.
He's got Keenan Allen. That's it. And then Mike Williams is out every other game.
Oh no, like his
Herbert's
arm
the only
strength,
good thing about that team.
his arm strength, is top 5. He puts the ball on his receivers too, but he misses so many wide open throws. He makes bad reads all the time. You really have to watch the games in
What's
order to
Dak?
see that. Herbert's not that
That
good.
too.
Dak, like, he doesn't have all the intangibles, but that's not true. He makes good reads. He throws good
Dak
ball.
literally, what was how many interceptions did Dak throw last year? So what are we talking about?
15,
Last year.
right? Something like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, exactly. So like that's not true.
like I just don't see it still.
No, I think that's
I still think Dak was good last year.
No, he
I-
wasn't.
But like just like Dan Orlovsky's take on Josh Allen, like Josh Allen's thrown a good amount of picks this year, but a lot of them are just not his fault. And because they're throwing the ball so much, it's the reason.
That could be any QB though. Like that goes for everybody. That does. Like I saw the Orlovsky argument like, oh, Josh Allen is throwing all these picks and look how many this guy threw in his MVP season. It doesn't matter. Like if
But
you're throwing
also-
all these turnovers in like key situations, which Allen has done, and also Allen has never won in overtime ever. Ever.
No, I don't think Allen's that good. I didn't talk
No,
about
Allen is
him
garbage.
that good.
Dude,
not
he's been
garbage.
so good in
He's
the
a
past
hater,
couple
dude.
weeks.
He's a Josh Allen hater.
Don't matter.
Josh Allen has been so good.
Don't matter.
He
Don't
has
matter.
been good.
It doesn't matter what you do if you keep choking in the playoffs. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Josh Allen should be ahead of Brock Purdy for the MVP.
He actually should be in the running. I agree
He
with
should
that.
be in the running. I agree, but
After a terrible start, he's been lighting it
But
up.
I
Thanks
think
for
if
more
just
love.
from pure play alone, it should be Lamar, and you can't really say otherwise after that Jaguars game.
Do any of
No,
you
it should
think
be
when
that
Lamar
Lamar
gets,
or Christian
Purdy
McCaffrey.
should win?
No.
I think Lamar's gonna have some trouble with the Niners.
What?
I think Lamar's gonna have some trouble with San Fran.
That's going to be interesting to see. I don't.
Where
see
is
it.
this game at again?
McCaffrey or Hill should be MVP.
It's in San Fran on Christmas night.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like I just
odds
don't
are
think
against them.
See,
don't
I this year is like the one year that they can give a non-QB the award. I really hope
Well,
they do.
if
The
Reed
entire
gets,
it should be
game-
McCaffrey. McCaffrey should win MVP.
no,
100%.
if Reed gets the 2K, I feel like it should be him.
Yeah, but he
showed
had
how-
to missing that
showed
game
how
hurts.
much he showed how much Tua missed him 2 weeks ago. I understand he didn't play. He didn't play last week either, and Tua went off with Jalen Waddle, but he still showed like how much he missed him.
All right, Carter, here's your segment of the show. The Vikings lose to Jake Browning and the Bengals in
All right,
overtime.
well, I want to just say this.
Wait,
First
wait,
of all,
wait. Can I finish saying why I think the Chargers are just not going to be good for like 3 to 4 years based on the Staley fire?
Well, what did you think about the Houston last year? I just want to ask that. Like, did you think Houston was going to turn around like that?
I did. I think D'Amico Ryans was the perfect person.
You
for
thought-
Not in 1 year though.
Okay,
Not in
eight-
1
I
year.
didn't think they'd become a playoff team, but I thought they'd at least get 8-9, 9-8. I knew CJ Stroud was going to be amazing. I'm like,
Really, you were a CJ Stroud believer?
yeah, I was a horrible. I always thought Bryce Young was horrible, and I'm not just saying that.
Okay, Bryce Young's.
He is. I don't think Bryce
Trevor
Young.
Lawrence-
Bryce Young's not the
How good was
reason they're
Trevor Lawrence
losing.
in his first year?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but the thing about Trevor Lawrence is he has.
Well,
a
Trevor Lawrence is better though.
He's 6'4".
Obviously.
He's even faster than Bryce Young. Bryce Young is pretty slow for his size.
I just want to see Bryce Young actually have some weapons. Like Adam Thielen.
I'd rather Bryce
But-
Young have an offensive line first.
But
Honestly,
to go on to what I was saying, like what the Chargers have right now is they're going to be losing 3 of their best 4 players this offseason or 3 of their best 5 players this offseason. That's because they're 57 million below the cap.
Who?
They're the
Okay.
Chargers. So they're
No,
not
but who?
they're not going to be able to re-sign one of the 2 of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Keenan Allen's coming
They're gonna
back.
have to-
Mike
they're gonna
Williams is
have to
gone.
get rid of
Mike
one of
Williams
them.
can't stay healthy, so who cares?
yeah.
And then Austin Eckler is aging. He's not good anymore, so they're going to get rid of him. So they're
Biggest
not going
fantasy
to
bust of all time.
I feel like saying
And
he's
then
not good anymore is a
Hank-
stretch.
No. paying for JC Jackson, that was like one of the worst decisions they could make. They had to cut him and they got rid of him earlier in the year. So they're just so far below, and they're not going to be able to pay for both Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa when Khalil Mack is having one of his best years in like year 12 or something. So one of their two pass rushers they're going to have to get rid of. And Derwin James, he might be the one person that stays.
I think if the
But
Chargers
he's not that good either.
I think if the Chargers lose out, and there's a big chance they do without Herbert, I think there's a serious shot they have a chance to get Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's going to feed families.
Really? Wow.
Like, I think there's a legitimate shot that they can get Marvin Harrison Jr. if they lose out. Trade up, maybe.
How many
depending on
wins
where
do they
are in
have?
the draft.
They have 5, I think.
there's
That's what I'm saying.
more.
Like, there's a shot.
I think
With
there's
5 wins, you think there's a shot?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's gonna be the number 2
5 wins
pick.
right now, 5-4.
I guess.
I think there's so much more they need to worry about rather than receiver. They'll have
I agree, but like it's just the Marvin Harrison Jr. talent. Knowing
Oh.
Keenan Allen is going away soon, and then Quentin Johnson didn't quite hit.
But you got to give Quentin Johnson time. He was supposed to be a
That's
receiver
true.
that was kind of
Yeah,
like
no, I agree. I don't think Quentin Johnson's is as bad as everybody says he is. I really don't.
yeah,
I feel like he needs
supposed to be a
time
project
as
for-
a number 1 receiver a little bit to like get those targets and like get used to it a little bit.
Yeah, because they expected him to make like game-changing plays when he wasn't even getting targeted in the first 3 weeks of his in the 1st
Mhm.
5 weeks of
The
his
thing is, like
career.
he's getting compared to Jordan Addison, Zay, and JSN because they're all playing well. Which like just because those guys are immediate impacts doesn't mean Quentin Johnson will have a bad career.
All right, let's go Vikings Bengals. Carter, I don't think the Vikings are making the playoffs.
I have no idea, honestly. You know what their loss margin? I think it's by 3. They've hit their biggest loss this year was to the Chiefs by 7 points. Like it's ridiculous how every game
It's
is
a Viking stat like every year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like they keep you in every year and let you down. And the real disappointing thing is like if this team had Kirk Cousins, they'd have a serious shot at winning the division with how good the defense is. I think they probably would win the division because I think with Kirk they're better. They have a
With
better.
Kirk and Jefferson, they would have a shot at winning the Super Bowl the way that the NFC is.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think they would win the Super Bowl because San Fran's so good, but they did
Yeah.
beat San Fran. Like they paired up pretty well against them. It just I think we're just born to suffer as Vikings fans. It really sucks. Like they had a serious shot at I think NFC Championship game, but well, back to the Bengals Vikings game. I think Nick Mullins was fine. I think he's getting a lot like way too much hate. Like that was his first in-game action, like as a starter in a long time.
Mhm.
So like to point all the blame on him because of they weren't great turnovers obviously, but to think he was just gonna immediately play well like is tough.
Why aren't they playing Jaron Hall?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
I feel like you should see what you have.
Okay, the thing is with Jaron Hall is one, they see him in practice, so they know what he's doing, how well he's doing, how much he knows the offense, and two, I think they know that Jaron Hall has a higher ceiling than Nick Mullins, but due to the fact that they're 7-7 right now,
Yeah.
and in that mix to make the playoffs, they're like, well, we want the best opportunity to get it.
Yeah, someone with
yeah.
a chance.
And I think there's
But
a
he's
serious
5-13 in his
that
NFL
they played Detroit, Green Bay, Detroit. Depending on how they look in that Detroit game, like I think they could beat Detroit, but I think they should beat Green Bay. Like Green Bay was overrated. Everyone was on that Green Bay train because they won 3 games in a row. If you get pressure on Jordan Love, he will make mistakes. It's just that simple. But back to Vikings Bengals. I didn't like the tush push call or whatever it was. It just not only
Do it.
it's how they did it, like Ty Chandler was having a good game. Why not hand the rock to him? 3rd and inches. Okay, if like they wanted to do that tush push with Brandon Powell, fine, it didn't work. Why do it 2 times in a row? That doesn't make sense to me. Like I heard like they wanted to use Brandon Powell like as a threat that they might hand it off to him or something.
That's a horrible take.
But that's
Mhm.
that's what I was saying. Like I don't agree with that. Like I think it was a bad execution of the tush push. And I'll say this: like the O-line did not hold up on their end of the bargain on that either. They completely on the second attempt of the tush push. I don't know who it was. One of the Vikings O linemen completely just fell to the ground. Completely fell, and then Jake Browning running his mouth. He's like, "You should have never cut me." Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi don't even know who
Oh,
he is.
He said that.
Like, he wasn't even on the team when they were the GM and head coach.
He said it. He said he knew that. Like it was a different.
Yeah, I
coach.
know, but like he doesn't need to be yapping his mouth. Like he's gonna be a backup for the rest of his career. Like
I
I
you-
don't know about that. I think he
He's
could
gonna
be
earn a
a
job.
bridge guy.
He might earn a job.
he won the game because of a prayer ball to T. Higgins. You want to know what happened? Our corner, Caleb Evans.
He should have picked it. 100.
Yes, he should have picked it.
He kept
He made a
running.
mistake. He
I
made a
think-
mistake.
Yeah.
After that, our rookie corner, Mekhi Blackman, thought he picked the ball. And if you watch it, he stands there thinking he picked it and gets excited. So he doesn't go to push him out of bounds. He just stands there. He's like, oh, that's on me. My bad. I'm like, that's the game. Like, that's
That was a hell of a
it's
play.
like these rookie mistakes. And like this team is really young on the defensive side of the ball. But man, like I can't believe they lost because like a rookie corner thought he got an interception. So yeah, he won because of a prayer ball to Higgins. I'll give Browning his credit. He's played solid football, but don't run your mouth,
Better
bro.
than solid.
No, it's been solid.
Yeah.
He did not have a great game against the Vikings.
I'm not saying
He
he
had
did.
a pretty good game.
Other two games.
Yeah,
His
it
other
was
two
a
games-
scale 1 to 10. It was a 6.5.
His other two games though have been like 8.5, 9s.
Yeah, but when he's gonna play Pittsburgh this week and he's gonna lose again.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Why are you still on the Pittsburgh train?
It's not me on the Pittsburgh train. They have to get to over 500 or 500,
He-
which I can't.
he
They
just-
have to.
Just needs
They
to
have to.
cope. The loss is still hitting him. He was like, they're gonna play Pittsburgh again.
No,
They're
it's
gonna
not.
do
It's just okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, doesn't Pittsburgh have to be over 500 by a game?
I don't think they are gonna do it this year. I think
Yeah, I
don't
don't
think
think
so
they're
at all.
gonna.
you think they're gonna go
Jason
9?
Rudolph's coming
The
back. in.
only way
Dude,
they
it's Rudolph on Christmas Eve. Like
Oh, that's actually perfect.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna happen. Like come on.
the only
And then
way
NFL
They need to win 2 of the next 3 games.
the only way if they go 9-8 is if they beat the Ravens because the Ravens are resting their starters.
So they play Pittsburgh and who else? Baltimore and I'm trying to remember. I can't believe they lost to New England and
Oh, I'm not talking about.
I
the-
cannot believe that either. Oh my
Oh.
god, that was the most frustrating thing I've ever. Oh my god, I was so annoyed. I wanted to use that one win on the Jets, but now we're gonna have to be 4-11, or whatever it is, 4-13.
I'll probably be the Jets again.
Dude, honestly, I'm looking at the scores from this week. It's been like there's mostly just like easy wins. Besides like Texans,
Vikings-
Titans.
Vikings Bengals game and Texans Titans were like the
Okay,
only-
but if we've learned anything from this year, it's that
Oh, yeah, Brown.
literally every single game feels like it's anyone can win. It's so
Yeah.
weird. Literally,
Yeah.
we
This
beat
is
the
That's
an
the
Bills.
outlier. This is an
Somehow we
outlier.
beat the Bills.
I don't
That's
know
one of
about
our
that.
wins.
It seems like every team the 49ers have faced in the last 6 weeks, it's already over from the
The
first.
Cardinals gave them a pretty good run for their money.
Yeah,
No, I know,
Yeah.
but they scored a lot of points, but they still lost by 16.
yeah, I agree with the Niners take. The last time they played bad was against the Bengals.
It
'Cause
just
that-
takes
then-
one guy to get
then-
hurt on the Niners. That's my
But
thing.
Monday
That's true,
night,
actually.
Monday night, I hope you realize like they're getting a run for their money. Like it's gonna
Against
be,
who? Ravens?
I'll give them this. Like I think the score will probably be like 30-7 Niners. So like they'll score a touchdown on the Ravens. I'm kidding.
is he being serious? He's joking. Right?
No, I'm not. I'm joking. I do think the Niners are gonna win by at least 10 points, though. I just think they're that good.
The Ravens haven't lost by 10 points in about 3 years, though.
Okay,
Alright.
well they're due.
Well, wait. Since Rudra's finally back, which one of your teams do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Lions or you want to talk about the Patriots?
Well, Patriots, there's not much to talk about other than there is something. Bailey Zappi might be the best first half quarterback of all time. Like his first half stats are ridiculous. He's had like 4 touchdowns and like a 90+ PFF grade in the first half, and the second half he gets like a below 40 PFF grade. It's like
First half
absurd. I don't know what
Still
happened.
better than Mac Jones.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's better. I don't
I think
care.
Mac-
I want Caleb. That's all I care about now.
You're not gonna
Um,
get him.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Don't
I
worry.
think Mac Jones is better.
But wasn't there a report that Belichick's gonna not be the coach next year?
I think that was a fake report, or it was an inaccurate one, because they said like they were thinking about what they wanted or something like that. I remember reading that report. I know they said that they already decided that after this year he's gone. I don't think that's right. I think that Kraft said, or someone said that was a fake report, or like that wasn't accurate.
I don't think it's like too far off though to say.
No,
like,
I
they
don't think
should go
so.
on, though.
I
I feel
want
like-
what's it called? Who is the Commanders' offensive coordinator, who is
The enemy. He's gonna be the commander.
yeah.
I like
next
Bieniemy.
year.
I
Fire
if we
Rivera.
can somehow get Bieniemy as a head coach, that would be a dream.
I think Belichick's been okay as a coach this year. I think he's got a lot of hate.
Yeah,
That
and he's
defense-
also a defensive coach. and the
Yeah.
defense
I think it's
is-
more just like it's like his time. Like he had his era.
Yeah.
Now it's time to change it up.
You
a
think
little
he's gonna go to the Chargers if he's out?
bit. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I saw like I saw the memes online. It's like Palpatine is like Belichick and like Herbert's Anakin. It's like
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Think-
Like we'll win.
Tomlin is going to be out of Pittsburgh.
Yes, I hope so. I don't. I used to be on the Mike Tomlin train. Like I used to be like a very big defender of him, but
I don't think he should go. He hasn't had a losing season.
As a Ravens fan, I hope he's gone because he's been a really good coach, and I still think he's a really good coach. He's definitely
It's literally just the offense. Like the GM might need to go because he can't get anything on the offensive side. But
they're all divas. It's hilarious.
yeah, I don't know how like you can be so good at getting defensive guys and just miss on every offensive player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
Hey, George Pickens hasn't been bad.
Yeah,
no,
but he,
yeah, he has.
doesn't
He's a
care
locker room
anymore.
cancer. Doesn't care. He's a locker room.
Oh, in terms of that, yeah. Every
And,
single
but also what they had George Pickens there for was contested catches. Mitchell Trubisky threw up a perfect contested catch 1-on-1 to George Pickens, and he let the
Oh, I
defense-
saw that. I saw that.
like,
Oh,
that's George Pickens' bread and butter. Like he's got to catch that ball, or he's at least got to like make it incomplete. But he just got mossed by a 5'10" DB. Like, how are you doing that?
yeah.
I
that
want to
was
bring
crazy.
up so in the NFC playoff picture, I know this is kind of wild. Right now, there are two NFC South teams.
Yeah.
So we got the Buccaneers who are winning the division, and we got the Saints at the 6th or 7th seed. I don't know which one.
no,
I
it's
don't
not.
know.
No, it's
I
the
think-
Rams and the Vikings.
Yeah. Saints aren't in it, but like they have a chance to be the fourth
But they
seed.
were.
Yeah, the Vikings have the head-to-head over them because the Vikings beat them.
Okay.
I
What a
think
crazy matchup it's going to be with Eagles or
And
Cowboys.
Saints
Either
play
one
Thursday night
against.
though, so that's a
Dude,
big.
I physically cannot handle a Cowboys Eagles playoff game because if we lose, like I'm done. Like I'm out of NFL. I'm never watching again.
If it's in Philly though, I mean,
I don't care.
if it's in Dallas.
I don't. I'm scared.
All I gotta say is and I know you're not gonna like me for this take, but I think well you will, Patrick, but the Cowboys, if they do become the 5 seed, I think if the Bucks win the division, the Bucks can beat them in their home when they're home.
I think the Bucks are a lot better than people give them credit
Yeah.
for.
And the Cowboys will be away. Baker Mayfield's hitting his stride at the right time. Most of the Bucks have had experience in the playoffs recently, winning games, and I think the Cowboys being away, they're 3-4 away. They've just been bad away. They lost to the Cardinals. They lost to.
But this is why that Seahawks game hurts so much, is because we controlled our destiny and now we pretty much don't.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers can actually take it from the Cowboys.
Quick notice. I wanted to do this real quick while you guys were talking. All of the teams that have a different starting quarterback than the start of the season is currently the 9 different teams: Bengals, Falcons, Colts, Raiders, Vikings, Pats, Giants, Steelers, and Seahawks. I don't think I missed anyone, but
It's a lot.
nine yeah, that's more than I think that's about a third of the league or a fourth of the league. I think it's
Yeah.
Well, it seems like in every other game, there's just like no starting quarterbacks playing.
yeah,
yeah.
like literally
Bad year for injuries.
the Saturday game Vikings Bengals was 2 backups. The Thursday night game was 2 backups. Just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Y-
like-
You're the backup quarterback. Do you think any of them? Here's my question: do you think any of them should get a chance as a starter next year? Do you think any of them have proved their shot to get a
Gardner
chance?
Minshew, if we're gonna count him.
I think
yeah, probably
Browning.
Minshew or I'm a big Drew Lock guy. Like I really like.
No, I literally think Drew Lock's better than Geno Smith.
I got clowned a lot for when we did the backup draft, and I said Drew Lock, but it's aging pretty fine right now.
I think Browning. I
It's-
think Browning actually should be given a shot, and I think Tyler Huntley should be given a shot.
Well, Browning was a 5-star coming out of high school too.
Oh
And
yeah,
he was
Andrew, your
offensive
team poached our best quarterback. I'm so annoyed.
Wait, what do you mean?
You guys took Malik Cunningham off our practice squad. Another Lamar
Oh,
clone.
yeah, I don't know.
You guys took our best QB. That's crazy. He didn't
'Cause
even
we're
get a
gonna-
chance.
We're gonna let Tyler walk this offseason where we need Malik to be our backup.
I'm so
Cause-
upset.
Teams are going to start paying a lot of money for backup quarterbacks, and you're going to see it
Yeah.
because
They have to. They have to.
yeah, and Tyler Huntley. I don't know if he'll get a starting job, but he'll definitely get a good amount of money as a backup.
Let me ask you guys this question. I've been thinking about this since Sunday. So the Bills dismantled the Cowboys. Right now in the AFC, I think it's the Ravens and the Bills.
I agree.
If the Bills make the playoffs.
I don't think the
The
Bills.
Bills are gonna win out. They've
I don't-
looked very good.
I think they're going to lose
One
uh,
money.
in Miami.
I think Josh Allen will
'Cause
choke.
that game might be the Dolphins. That's going to be their like.
Miami has to win that 100%.
That's going to be for the division. Yeah, it's going
I
to
think
be.
the Bills are a more complete team.
They just lost another defensive tackle. What's his face? Oh my god.
Yeah, but like you see James
Phillips. Yeah, it was Phillips on the line.
James Cook
That
went
was a while ago.
nuts against the
Oh
Cowboys.
no, that was a while ago.
It was like 2-3 weeks.
No, they just lost it this week. That was another player.
You said Jalen Phillips.
I didn't say Jalen. I'm talking about Phillips on the Bills.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
Um,
Jalen.
Andrew, since you're a Ravens fan,
Phillips.
since you're a Ravens fan, they have the #1 seed. Like right now, are you scared of anyone in the AFC? Because I feel like the NFC is a lot more scary than
Just
AFC is.
I'm scared of. Well, I guess the Chiefs' experience, but I genuinely just don't think they're that good this year.
I think they're
I'm
first
scared
round.
of the Bills. I'm scared of the Bills. We were really rooting, and we're Ravens fans, which this is kind of crazy to think about, but we were rooting for the Bengals because that would have been huge
Yeah.
for the Bengals too. Well, at least I was. My dad wasn't, but the Bengals winning that game is really big for because I think they have the tiebreaker over the Bills, so that might
do.
matter a lot. The Bengals keep winning because they beat them. And
Bengals are not going to keep winning if you look at their upcoming schedule.
Right.
yeah, but the Bills, they have Miami week 18.
That's going to be a very important
Miami
game.
is probably going to come into that game 10-11-5, and the Bills are going to be 10-6. So it's going to be for the division. Because Miami might even both be 10-6, to be honest, because I don't know if Miami's going to be either the Cowboys or the Ravens. So
Yeah, it's a tough schedule for sure.
that game's going to be for the division. They're at least going to lose one of the games against the Cowboys and the Ravens.
I think
And
they lose to the Ravens, beat Dallas.
I would much rather have the Bills be the division winner. Much rather. Because they wouldn't be above the Ravens, and the Ravens wouldn't see them until the AFC Championship.
I guess, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Or the second round, but I think it would probably be the AFC Championship.
Let's talk Ravens Jags. I think the Jags just are the most inconsistent team in the NFL.
Wait, can I say one
Yeah.
thing?
Well, the
Yeah.
Jags, yeah.
This is interesting. So I just saw ESPN post this. They said Monday Night Football underdogs have won outright 7 games in a row. It's the longest streak in Monday Night
See you
Football.
guys.
Wow.
Eagles' fault.
Wait, who plays
plus
next
5.5.
week? Who plays next week on Monday night?
It's plus 5.5.
And all the underdogs have won. Huh?
Wait,
Yeah.
who's playing next week? Is it Ravens Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have a shot, Andrew.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I think the spread should be like -4. I understand why the Niners are favored, but I don't think they're 2.5 point of a better team without even thinking about who's home.
Oh wait, before we get into that game, I need to ask you guys a question. Have you seen the Super Bowl logo conspiracy?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
So-
I saw
So
it.
it's like 2 years ago, it was
Colors.
Rams and
Bengals.
Bengals, and the
And
colors were yellow and orange. Last year, it was Eagles Chiefs, and it was green and red. And this year, it's the color of the 2 #1 seeds right now, the Ravens and the
Wait.
Niners.
It's
Is this
just-
like
Is it really?
Maybe
yeah,
we're talking about
it's
the
red
wrong.
and purple.
Maybe we're talking about the wrong purple and red teams. I'm just saying.
Who's
Maybe it's the Chiefs. and the
Vikings
Bengals.
Chiefs? Yeah.
Maybe Nick Mullins turns it up. Like I'm just saying.
No,
It's-
but if the
it's just
Ravens
a
and the
coincidence.
Niners are
Oh,
in the
you're right. It
Super
is
Bowl-
purple and red.
Yeah,
It's
if
just a
the Niners
coincidence.
and the Ravens are in the Super Bowl, this has to be like actually scripted because there's no way
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
be
a
waiting for the next year. It's purple again.
It's a coincidence. Like, you just have to realize who have been the best teams in the league at those times. And I guess the only time where you can be like, oh, I guess the Chiefs and Eagles, like, they were the best teams in the league. The Ravens and the Niners were are the best teams in the league this year.
Rams and the Bengals
But-
were not.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only time where you can really debunk the claim, like of my
No
claim.
one saw the Bengals coming.
Yeah, no. So that's where you can see it. But
Let's be honest though. What a boring season.
What?
Yeah, kind of.
What a
No,
boring
like in the grand
season.
scheme of things,
Yeah.
other than
I
like the
don't-
playoff chase, because the MVP is like, all right, it's
I
kind of
think this is one of the most entertaining seasons. It's
Andrew, you're a Ravens fan. That's
Yeah.
why.
no, it's the closest the NFL has ever been.
Yes, I don't think it's a boring season. I just think it's been bad football. Like there hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
that-
problem is there's
dominant.
only two top teams that
Yeah.
are just destroying the rest.
It
Yeah.
does feel like there's a substantial gap between
You guys are gonna
certain
enjoy
teams.
my tears.
But I think
Everyone's
I think the playoffs are gonna be crazy. Like
Wait, but I just want to say something. You remember when you guys said, speaking of tears, remember when you guys said the Falcons were better than the Vikings? That eats like milk.
Did I say that?
Yeah, no, you guys definitely said it. That's why-
Falcons were better than
that?
the Vikings.
we just said they should be ranked above them on tiers because they beat them. That's it.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
Vikings
well,
beat the
yeah.
Falcons.
Oh, then that's not what we said. I don't remember.
No, it's
I don't
okay.
remember
I just
that.
wanna
I'm gonna have to
remind
go back and watch that. You're gonna have to send that clip. in.
But
All right, yeah, let's
I
get into
do. Oh, let's get into what?
the Jags Ravens.
you.
The Jags just missed on opportunities. They had the ball on our side of the field a lot early in the game, and they just missed on opportunities. Trevor Lawrence, I don't know how he dropped that football, but people are like thinking that was a first down play. It was 3rd and 17. So no matter what, they're only getting 3 out of it. They've already missed 2 field goals to that point. I'm not even sure that they would have made that field goal. It still would have been like 40, 45 yards. But yeah, they missed on opportunities early. They made some like pretty big plays late, and they just couldn't capitalize. That play by Zay Jones to get them to the 5-yard line, 12 seconds left and no timeouts in the half. It was a great play. It's first down. You got to spike that ball and find a good play and make sure you throw it in the end zone because that's what your coach will be telling you. Instead, they go no huddle. They're in a formation. He calls a quick out, and Marcus Williams just makes a fantastic tackle, keeping him in bounds. So that is the Jags missing out on 3 or 7 points right there, which would have gotten them closer. And then Lamar, that play to Isaiah Likely, that was the game. That unbelievable play where he evaded the sack. It would have been 3rd and 15, in a 10-7 game, late third quarter. You probably get 3 out of that. 3rd and 15s are hard to get. 13-7, the Jags have a chance to get back in it. But instead, Lamar makes an unbelievable throw, Likely makes an unbelievable catch. You're at the 5-yard line to start the fourth quarter. And from there, Gus gets in, and that's the room is all hope.
I want to say one thing about Lamar is that the stats don't show it,
Yeah,
but
that's
he's
what I'm
really
saying.
good. Yeah, he was really good.
He's like, if you really watch how he plays, I don't think that you can deny that he's the most valuable player in the league. Like just his way to just evade pressure, make a positive gain out of out of what would be a negative play for 28 to 29 and maybe even 31 other quarterbacks is just out of this world. Like you haven't seen a quarterback doing that. And his evasive ability is like what he's been doing recently. And I'm not trying to like get on Mahomes here and say he's like the greatest we've ever seen, which he might be talent wise. But what he's been doing recently is Mahomes, like he's throwing from random arm angles like Mahomes will be doing. He's evading in the pocket, not out of the pocket. It's not like he's just running around. He's like evading pressure in the pocket, what Mahomes is good at, and then he's making off balance throws, which what Mahomes is good at. So I think like I saw a TikTok literally about 10 minutes before we got on this podcast, and it was explaining the differences of Lamar Jackson's running style from 2019 to his running style now. And his running style now is evasive. He's not going 100% because he's trying to make sure he's not getting hit, and he's valuing vision a lot more than straight on speed.
Pocket awareness is 100% improved. Like,
Yeah.
And his pocket
game.
awareness is just so good. He evades every sack. And his speed, he still uses it to get away from those D linemen and look for somebody downfield. But the difference is he's looking for people downfield now. And instead of just running with a head of steam trying to get 5 to 10 yards, he's looking downfield trying to get 15 to 20 to a receiver. Also, even when he does get past the line of scrimmage on his runs, he's running slower, but he's running with much better vision and much better patience, that he's still getting the same amount of yards he used to get. So he's not breaking off the huge ones, but he's making great runs and he's making great plays. And he's clearly, in my opinion, and not even just as a Ravens fan, I think I'd say this, I just think he's the most valuable player in the league to his team. He doesn't have the weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree that he would be my QB pick for MVP.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the offense, but he still makes do with what he has. Yeah.
I'm fine with
anyone
Lamar
for
winning
MVP
MVP.
besides
I
Brock.
love Lamar Jackson. I think he's fantastic. He's a sticker on my laptop. I've had him there for a while with the glasses.
Yeah.
So
But
I'd be cool with
I
that.
think
I think it's valid. It's a valid argument.
I think Brock would win it over him though.
Yeah, Brock's statistics.
I hope
I
to
have such a
God he does
problem with
not
that because
win.
he's not the most valuable player on his team. So
Yeah,
how
he's
can
not.
he win the league?
Okay,
makes
but
no
you-
sense.
you can't deny the fact of what he's doing. All right, I'll just say this with Brock Purdy.
I think he is
If Brock Purdy was drafted where Trey Lance was drafted,
yeah.
would you guys still be saying this? Like, let's be
Yeah.
clear.
I think I would.
I don't know. I don't know about that because a lot of the argument is like yards after catch, and that's what people are trying to get at. When Mahomes won his MVP, the stats are very, very similar for yards
Well,
after catch.
I think what people fail to realize who are using the yards to after catch argument, I think they're using a flawed argument, and that's clear. Out of the last 5 MVPs, only one has had a rack percentage underneath 51%, and that was Lamar with 43%.
Oh, here we go. You're just glorifying
Okay.
Lamar more.
I had to sneak that in there. It's just
Yeah.
pretty impressive stat. But like the yards after catch, like that's not a good representation. I think the representation that people should say is just, and I need to find the stat for this. I don't have a stat, but I want to see how many average yards of separation the receivers have.
It's like 10. It's like 10.
It is
That's what
like
I'm
10.
saying. Like I want to see the actual stat.
Yeah, it's not like game-changing throws though. He's just throwing the wide open guys.
Yeah, but some of those throws, like I guess where people are trying to use, like he is a top air yard percentage. Like I guess that's pretty true. He's completed most of his high air yard passes, and he has, and I'm gonna give him credit. Like he's made some out of this world throws this year. I remember he threw a 45-yard post to Ayuk on a rope in between 2 safeties at one point this year, and he does throw a beautiful deep ball. I will say that, but what I'd say about Brock Purdy, he reminds me of Russell Wilson and how he throws. The balls are very similar. The deep balls are very similar. And he just does not have the evasive. He reminds me of Russell Wilson now, to be honest.
I saw a TikTok comparing him to he's like a mobile Drew Brees.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think he's the exact same as Russell Wilson right now in terms of his play style. He might be better, to be honest. He throws probably a better ball than Russell Wilson does now. But the thing about Brock
Is
is
a good throw to Debo in that Arizona game in the end zone.
beautiful ball.
He's had good throws, but I don't think it's warranted enough for him to win MVP for
He's
sure.
first in like every statistic right now.
Okay, but look at the team around
He's
him.
had the
It's supposed to be
easiest
most
time.
valuable
Okay,
player.
but if we're gonna say look at the team around him, when Mahomes
Carter.
won the MVP, he had
Look at
Tyreek
Lamar.
Hill and Travis Kelce. Like
Yeah, but
I know,
he even making Mahomes would be making insane plays.
No, yeah, that's the
Purdy
thing.
just like go out of his way and be
Carter, is there a
do his
stat?
job.
Is there a stat where you can like find like the average yards on every throw over 20 yards this season that Brock Purdy has made, but the average yards of separation out of the
are
receivers?
you talking about air yards? Like
No. I want
or
to
just
see
how much separation they had when he was throwing it.
how much separation they've had when he's throwing it. Because
I don't know how you looked at I
It
know
has to
you're
be
getting at because
first in the
Brandon Ayuk has had,
Yeah.
a lot of separation.
because I feel like that's the argument you need to make. Because he's making big time throws, but they're still to wide open receivers. You can't use that in a
You still
rack
have
argument.
to make those plays though. Like that's
A lot of quarterbacks are still making those throws if they're that open.
okay. Like if everyone's making those plays, why couldn't Josh Johnson do it in the NFC Championship game?
Because he's a third string backup.
We're not saying
I'm just saying, like if everybody could do it, like
But we're not. No, we're saying like the other candidates can do it. Like Lamar could do that. Patrick
Lamar
yes,
is
I
absolutely
agree, but
over Brock Purdy.
it doesn't go on.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, if they were there, they could also do it. Like that could go for a lot of quarterbacks.
Okay.
Do they have the same record?
Like if I put
Sure.
Patrick Mahomes on the Dallas Cowboys, man, like
Yeah.
I could just be like, man, like if Pat was on the Cowboys, he'd run away with MVP.
Cam Howell would be having a better year on the Niners than Brock Purdy is.
Who?
Rudra.
Cam Howell.
Sam Howell, who
Yep.
just got benched. And did you watch that Rams?
Yeah, I don't believe that at
That's
all.
wrong. That's wrong.
Man.
Sam Howell definitely has the stronger arm for sure, but that's about it.
Rudra, Niners and Ravens, they're both 11-3, so the two lone best records.
Exactly.
Plus,
That's what I'm saying. But okay,
gonna
if
be
you
the-
look at both their records and you look at both their quarterback play,
it's gonna
Brock
be
Purdy has such a better team around him, and
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson does not. Lamar should easily be
Well,
MVP over.
No, but the difference there is Lamar Jackson has a better defense who allows a lot less points. Like the Cardinals scored 29 on the 49ers.
Yeah, but the
You usually-
49ers defense is
usually
nothing to
lose a
scoff
game.
at.
Yeah, but you usually lose a game when you give up 29, and the 49ers just rallied to 45 just so easily. The Ravens, on the other hand, they're holding the Jags to 7. The Ravens only need 23 points to win that game. So you can't really use that argument because the Ravens defense is better than the Niners.
No, dude. Okay. Stop that.
No, looking
Not
at
that.
Brock Purdy talk reminds me a lot about like the Tom Brady talk. Not saying Brock Purdy will be like Tom Brady, but both drafted very low. Both got a lot of disrespect because they were drafted low.
That's what I'm
And then they
saying.
started winning games and maybe even Super Bowls in Purdy's situation. Like
Sure,
get
but
the
Brady
fact
didn't
that
have
Brock
the team
Purdy's
around
gotta-
him like Purdy does.
Okay, that's just not true.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
just
bad.
not true.
I'd say the Niners are a more complete team.
Did you know that 60
Yeah, Niners
rookie-
are definitely a
I'm
better
comparing like the
team
beginning
right
of the
now.
careers.
Say it one more time.
Niners are definitely a better team right now.
They are. That's true.
And then what?
Like
Than what Brady
Brady's
had.
first Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
I don't even know that. You know how long ago that was?
Yeah.
I'd probably agree. Yeah, but
I would say so.
Wait, but do you think
maybe.
the
But
winner,
none of us were. What were we? 1 year old?
That was
do you
zero.
think the winner of this
Yeah.
next, do you think the winner of this next game is going to decide the MVP?
Depends on how it is. Like
I
if
feel
it's
like Lamar's not even getting any respect for him.
Like,
I agree. I don't think Lamar's
He's
getting enough.
second in the odds. He's
yeah,
second.
no, Lamar's
he?
definitely getting. Yeah, no, he's getting the nod. He is.
I think Tyreek or
I really think it shouldn't be a
Not gonna
quarterback this
happen,
year.
though.
Yeah, no, it
It's-
should. I don't think it should be a QB this year either. I think it should be McCaffrey. Like
But it's just not going to happen.
I don't know why it can't though. Like
I don't know either. It's terrible.
quarterback
McCaffrey
away.
is
This
easily
is, I know you guys don't like it when I bring it back to the Vikings, but there's context here. On the pace that Kirk Cousins was going, he would have won MVP technically with how Brock Purdy's stats are.
Yeah,
So
because
with that knowledge, like so Brock Purdy's essentially having a really good year. I don't think it's an MVP year, but with the standard of how NFL quarterbacks are playing, it is. How McCaffrey's playing as a running back, I think that's an MVP caliber year as a running back, if that makes sense. So, like Kirk Cousins was playing, Brock Purdy's playing, Lamar's
McCaffrey.
playing. I think they were playing really good quarterback years. They're not playing MVP level years.
McCaffrey, I don't have the number for this, but I want to see like his over expected yards because
He's insane.
You want all the weird stats to that.
he's getting contacted so early every play, or he's like at least has a tackler like close to him every play so early, and his elusiveness is just so insane. He turns out
No,
to be
he's
ridiculous.
absurd. He's
Like,
not
it's
human.
even funny. Like it's legit. It's absurd. I get 100% what you're saying because I was watching the San Fran Arizona game. Right when you think they got him, he gets another 10 yards.
Yeah, and then he like army crawls on the ground for like
Yeah.
5-4 with his hands. It's like what the hell?
I mean, I haven't seen a running back that good in a long time. A long time.
This
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I always bring back this highlight for anyone that like wants to like realize how good this man is. There was a highlight a time back when he was on the Panthers and he was facing the 49ers and he juked someone out from 10 yards away. I kid you not. There's this thing where he just does like a little move and they fall to the ground 10
Yeah,
yards away.
Andrew,
How?
I want to say one more thing about Lamar, and this is the unfortunate thing about the MVP. I don't think Brock Purdy is necessarily the most important player. And I know that's the argument you guys
Lamar, you mean? Or-
you guys no, I'm talking about Purdy and Lamar, but it'll get to Lamar. And I know like that's the argument you guys are saying, but like how the MVP award
Yeah,
works
so don't
essentially
actually do it
is
based on
if you're executing and you're playing at the high level, you're gonna win it. And not saying Lamar isn't, but I do think Lamar to that Ravens team is more valuable because it's just his play style. He wins them games solely because of his ability of being able to run the ball. And I think his throwing ability is just so under the radar because it's just a stigma to call him a running back because he's so good at running the ball. Which again, like you're saying, like it's not even the running this year. It's just the elusiveness in the pocket is absolutely absurd. It extends plays so much, like, and that's why they're winning. So I do think Lamar is the most important player right now.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rudra's tiers. We haven't done this in a while, and I know he's
right.
ready to do it.
We have an
God, I'm probably-
interesting list this time. All right. So this week, let me tell you how it's formatted. First of all, before we continue anything,
Oh, come
it's
on.
not. It's not like typical. It's not like typical tier lists where
Wait,
it's
what-
like
what-
it's just the
Raiders?
best. It's not. You didn't even let me finish. It's not like the typical tier list where like the top is the best and the bottom is the worst. This one is more so a playoff implication tier list where it's now looking on to who's winning Super Bowls and stuff. That's where we're looking on to now, where you have Super Bowl bound at the top, eliminate on the bottom, all the ones in the middle. That line in the middle, I just wanted to put there because it's the like halfway point.
Wait.
16 on top,
Are
yeah,
these
16
are
and 16.
these are these just tiers or are they ranked by from first?
I attempted to rank them, but to be honest, I don't really care
Why are
because
the Raiders above the Browns?
Yeah, where are the Raiders? They lost a 3-0 game to the Vikings like a week ago.
I wanted to give them
Scored
respect. I
63.
had to give them respect. They scored 63
I don't
against.
care. They played the Chargers with Easton Stick and no Keenan Allen. Like, I'm not impressed.
I
They beat
know, but I still
you
have to give them the
please-
respect.
Can you please just put
not
the
that
Raiders
much respect.
behind
They're
the-
not better than the Vikings,
Can
Browns, and Bengals. And
Can you please?
Broncos.
I'll put them back down next week, but I had to give them that
No,
respect.
you can't. You will put them down now.
Can you please just put them behind the
Yeah,
Rams?
this is a
They're not better
screenshot,
than the
guys.
Rams. They're not better
This
than
is a
any of the teams.
screenshot.
They're not better than any of those teams. They're not. You have to get
Change
them.
them. Change them with the Packers. Make them the
Yeah.
first top 10 pick.
You have to get the Raiders out.
I swear to God, they're going to be picking in the top.
Did you
10.
say change them with the Packers?
Yes.
I will bet you
yes.
$10. I will bet you $10 right now that they will that they will be picking in the
No,
top.
they probably will, but the Packers are not up there.
Yes,
Okay, so
okay. No, he's saying, listen, the Raiders did beat the Packers. That was a while ago. The Packers right now are currently playing better football.
But
than the
even
Raiders.
besides
Then the
that,
Packers, yeah,
please
then the
put the-
Raiders, yes.
just put the Raiders behind the Rams, please.
The Raiders are making me ill to see them there. Like, it's actually making
Yeah,
me
please
ill.
Andrew,
put the Raiders.
Andrew,
You have
it's a screenshot. You can't change it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God, put a red X over it or something. Dude, it's hurting my head. Like, you have to put like a giant.
I have to give the Raiders fans one win for this 63.
There's no win.
Oh my
They
God.
put up 63. What do you mean there's no win?
I was hoping so bad, Rudra. I was hoping so bad that when I said, are these ranked from top to bottom in the tiers, you were going to say no, because that's what ruins this entire thing.
Okay,
Eagles beat the
leave the
Chiefs.
Raiders.
Saints
I
doing
knew I
up
was gonna
there?
get flack for that. I did that
No,
anyway. I knew that.
even without the Raiders, like
What did
Even
the Saints do? What did the Saints do to deserve to be up there? Beat Tommy DeVito?
Where's it? No, it's the NFC South. You guys aren't reading. It's the NFC South remnants. It's the people that hit the 4 seed. I told you this is playoff implications.
Okay, but what the Raiders doing there? You can't say it's playoff implications and have the
The
6 and
Raiders
8
should be in the
Raiders.
top 10 pick category.
No, I know. I did that. I kind of did that to troll you guys. I'm not gonna lie. But like,
also
Yeah.
you 11 teams in the top 10 pick category.
yes, because
They're
I don't know
fighting
who's
for it.
gonna get the 10th pick. I think all like
Gonna be the Raiders.
Yeah.
it's possible.
You can't put the Bengals that low. They've won 3 straight with Browning, and they're back in like the hunt, or they've won 2.
I think it's no, yeah, but you'd have to put them over the Colts. The Colts would have to drop. I think the
Who-
Colts would probably be right in front of Denver. I think you'd put the Bengals.
Oh, but you have to put the Bengals over the Steelers at least.
I'll
Yeah,
give
no,
you
that's
that.
what I'm saying. No, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I'd said you'd probably drop the Colts right behind.
Yeah,
Houston.
wait. Oh no, the
then-
Steelers have to be in the back of wild card push.
Yeah. Or no, you would probably
Wait, what the
swap.
heck?
You'd swap the Bengals.
I don't know why that happened. I had the Texans in front of the Colts. It must have like flip flopped something.
Yeah, okay, but what about the Steelers? Where did you have them?
Where they are. It was
That's-
just the Texans and Colts that are
They've
different.
lost 3 straight. They got dominated by the Colts. They lost by 17, and they lost 2 straight games to 2-10 teams.
Right, that's why they're so low.
This is why it's Rudra's tiers.
But why are the Rams not above them? The Rams have looked great in the last 2 weeks.
I do okay, but again, playoff implications right here. I think Bengals have a better chance to make a wild card push than the Rams do.
What about the Steelers? You think the Steelers have a better
No,
chance?
no. I than the Bengals a little bit.
No,
but like
than the Rams.
than the Rams, yeah. The Steelers and the Rams, yeah.
How?
Because Mike Tomlin has
no.
been over 500 every
Okay,
single
but
year
the-
somehow.
No, I
The
think you gotta
AFC
consider
teams-
the fact that AFC, yeah.
Yeah, the AFC, there's an 8-6 team goes all the way to the 9th seed. The Steelers are 7.
Okay,
Like, the
I agree,
Steelers
that's
will have a
right.
better. The Steelers have a solid chance of having a better record than the Rams and still not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's
the
fair.
Steelers need to. Steelers are 7-7 right now. The Rams are 7-7. The Steelers would need to get to at least 10. They need to win out if they want to make the playoffs. The Rams just need to win 2, and they'll probably be in.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
So
that's
that makes-
fair.
That
That's
just makes
fair.
no sense.
I
Also,
just think you should have done a better job with the orders. And I understand how you
Yeah,
have it,
I
but you
didn't
you
work.
should
I
have-
didn't work too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't work too hard on the order, but
Yeah, you should have
I've-
ordered it a little bit better.
The
it's
Raiders-
okay. It's all a wild card
Seeing,
push.
seeing the Raiders there makes me ill. It does.
Yeah, the Raiders and Green Bay should be swapped.
Not exactly the spot because Green Bay is
Right, but I'm saying in like the
But yeah, wild card. I agree, 100%.
But
And also, Detroit is not better than Kansas City.
and I don't.
Eagles are better than the Chiefs.
I think Detroit has a better.
No, I
Playoff push
Eagles-
than
I
Kansas
don't care what
City.
anyone says. I know the Eagles haven't looked good. They're still better than the Chiefs.
I don't think Miami is better than the Lions.
Yes, they
I think
are.
that's pretty
Yes,
close.
they
I think
definitely are.
if they were playing the playoffs, I'd probably take the Miami.
Who in Detroit's defense is covering Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, that's what I would
The
take. Miami.
Lions have a higher chance of beating the Cowboys. You're gonna see.
No.
It's gonna be a closer game with the Lions. Though.
No, it'd be hilarious.
You know where
if
it
we get to
is?
the
You know where
playoffs
it
and
is?
the Ravens lose first
Andrew,
round.
It's in
They
Dallas.
probably will.
It's in Dallas. Detroit's going to win their division this year because Kirk Cousins got hurt. I'm telling you that right now.
That's a fair argument to make.
Listen, Detroit is not a bad team. I still think they would have 100% been in the playoffs. I think with a healthy Vikings squad, the Vikings probably would have won the division just based on how good that defense has been.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Detroit is still, a good team. They're not going to have a close game with Dallas, though. That game is in Dallas. They will lose by 20 points. They will.
Well, they had an amazing game against
I know, but please go Google Jared Goff's stats when he plays at home. He's a completely different quarterback when he plays on the road.
and they're
Completely.
yeah, but
It's
they're gonna
such a huge drop off that how the team scores. It's insane.
Such
they're
a
gonna
weird thing. It's like flipped.
they're gonna have a
Did you look it up, Rudra?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you did.
They're gonna have a home playoff game or two.
Yeah,
But
We'll
I
have
think-
one. They have a good shot of losing it.
I think
If the Rams play Detroit in the playoffs and go to Detroit, the Rams will beat them.
I think that's the same if the Rams play the Eagles.
No. Okay, the Eagles' disrespect is ridiculous. Like I know they're not playing well.
No, I wouldn't put the Rams ahead of the Eagles. What?
That's not what I said. I just
No.
think-
No.
I said-
Regardless, even if beating them, then no, Eagles would definitely beat the
The Eagles already
Rams.
beat the Rams this year.
Yeah,
Word
the
by
Eagles,
word.
not only do they beat them, they slapped the goofy out of them in LA. Like the Eagles disrespect needs to stop. Jalen Hurts was sick, so I want to see him healthy. I want to see how, if that knee is actually going to heal. Apparently, it's been bothering him all
No.
year.
I'm just saying, like last year, the 2 1 seeds came out of the conference and the playoffs. Like, I'm not saying they were lame. They had a lot of good games, but there were no like upsets. I think there's going to be some crazy stuff that happens this playoffs.
I will
think-
say this: what I always
think-
say every year, a 6 seed always beats a 3 seed. It feels like
Well, I think a 7
that's
seed.
happening.
I think a 7 seed is going to be the 2 seed this year, and I think it's going to be the Rams either over the Cowboys or the Eagles, whoever wins the division.
I
No,
think
not
a
the
5
Cowboys.
seed's definitely going to be a
Cowboys.
4 seed.
Not the Cowboys.
Not the Rams will not beat Dallas or Philly. I'm telling you that right now. That Rams defense has no answer for what Jalen Hurts can do with his legs. None. They
Alright.
don't. I know they have Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald will not be able to single-handedly contain Jalen Hurts. It's just not. I don't see that happening. It's not enough.
Wait,
That?
let me do this.
All right, so do we
We
want to talk
post that
more?
tier. Put a giant red X on the Raiders.
The Rams lost by 9 to the Eagles.
Yes, and garbage. They had garbage
Did not get
points.
crushed. And Cooper Cup. Oh, never mind. He was back.
Hey guys, I think we have to do Rudra's inaugural duck race.
Duck race.
All right, I'm number
Okay.
2, right? I'm number 2.
Let me pull up the standings right now. So as of right now, me and Andrew are tied at the top with 1-1, and both Carter and Rudra are 0-2.
All right, starting off at number 3.
So how this works, Rudra and listeners, I'm gonna put. Should I do longer than 20 seconds, or should we stick with 20?
I think 20 is good.
All right. So as you can see, there are 4 ducks. Everyone pick a duck.
I got 2 again.
I'm
Oh,
one.
okay. I'll do 3 today.
3.
I've always
Yeah,
been-
I said 3.
I said it first.
I said, bro, no way.
No, I'm a Ravens fan. You got to let me get the purple one.
I
What kind of argument is that?
That's why I said 3. That's why I said 3. And
I already said 3. Who
we can
said
go
3
back to
first?
the
Come on.
film. I literally said it first.
Hold on. Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, wait. Someone count off.
3,
rock,
2,
paper. Oh,
Yeah.
do it, Pat. Just say
All right.
rock.
Let's
paper,
go, bro.
2, 1, go.
Paper, scissors, shoot. Well, he still
Damn
won. And I still won.
All right. So
Pick up.
Andrew 3, Carter, you're 1.
Yeah.
Rudra, I'll let you take whichever one you want.
I'm gonna take 4 then. Give me
All right.
regular
You
rubber
guys
ducky.
let Pat get the winner. I just know. We just.
I'm number 2.
Why'd I drop off 2?
I
That's
don't
Wow.
like that.
that's a winning initial animation.
No, number 3 is not going to win this. I'm telling you right now.
Pat finally get a win.
Go, baby, go.
Come on, duck 2.
Baby.
Come
Go,
on.
baby.
Oh,
Oh no.
All right. Now updated standings.
I'm
Me
now
and
last.
Andrew go to 1 and 2. And Carter goes up to 1 and 2. And
Long
Rudra
do.
3.
Carter, Stark.
What?
Did you say the Rams scored a garbage time touchdown in this game?
No, I thought they did. I just checked back. They didn't. They
yeah,
didn't.
it was a pretty good
didn't.
game.
They didn't. Okay. They still lost though.
All right. Anything else you guys want to
If-
talk about?
Okay, if the Rams play in Philly, they'll need garbage points because it'll be a smackdown.
I don't think so.
I do think so. I think the Philly disrespect is crazy, but I do think Nick Sirianni is going to have some questions going into the offseason.
I think it's just the OC. Like we just changed our DC, and I think Matt Patricia did a much better job than Sean Desai
Yeah,
did.
Patricia got a lot of crap for the last drive, but like that was 20 points.
That was all James Bradbury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
that was
also
20, you have 20 points in Seattle. Like it's
But
not
is it-
really the end of
but
the
it's Patricia is the one like letting James Bradbury cover DK 1-on-1, and that's the
Okay,
issue.
but technically James Bradbury was our number 1 corner.
and then JSN as well. Yeah, like you have to
No, but
have
my point is you gotta have someone bracketing him if
I
instead
think
of
Reed Blankenship was supposed to, but
no,
didn't
but
really-
that's the thing. He wasn't. If you really watch the play, the initial play, one of the safeties dropped down, the other safety went to the middle of the field, and it left JSN wide open on the final touchdown.
Can we not talk about the Eagles? I thought we got through this part of the show. You guys want to talk anything other than Eagles week 15? Or are we good?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I do want to say though, I think the Lions after their skid, I think they're pretty much like back. They really used their weapons to the best of their ability last game, and I think they're gonna make some noise in this game against Dallas in 2 weeks. It's gonna really tell a lot about that team.
I just
Let's
think
hope-
I have a question.
I think Denver's just overrated.
What's
Just
up,
do you guys think Jags actually have any chance?
No, they can win a game in the playoffs. So,
He can win a game, but I don't
Yeah,
think they will.
game. That's it. Trevor
Do you think
Lawrence.
wait, do you think the Browns actually have a chance with the game managing quarterback Joe
Honestly,
Flacco?
their defense is so good. I think they can make,
Flacco's very mistake prone. Like
I think the Browns can make a little push just because of their defense.
Oh my god, I won't be surprised if they see a second round and upset us.
I would be surprised because of how Flacco.
It's a weak AFC. That's what
Yeah, but Flacco back in Baltimore
it'd be hilarious.
with the Browns beating.
I think.
the
Listen,
playoffs.
I think Joe Flacco has finally reached the title of elite. I think he finally did it, and it was with Cleveland.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's gonna be it for our Week 15 extra point. If you're on YouTube, check out new Spotify. we have full control of that now. So
The Eagles are going to lose at least one of the games to the Giants.
I do
All right.
too. I think that I agree.
all right, don't listen to them, and we will see you next week. Thanks for listening.
So you think the Giants can beat them and not the Rams?
Yeah. Division. It's division games, dude. Different beast.
Playoffs,
goodbye.
different beast.
In Philly.